A very good morning to all of you traders. How are you today? So today, Thursday, tomorrow is a holiday here in my state in Brazil. So just letting you guys know that tomorrow we won't have our daily analysis of the gold, okay? Because tomorrow is a holiday here and I'm going to travel. So if things change, I'll let you know. But I think everything's sorted out for us to travel tomorrow. What's happening to the gold, buddy? It went over to 5.5, actually 5.6 during the night. Gold is on a frenetic run to all the all-time highs. You can't stop it. Okay, so it's hard to know until when it will actually continue on its way up. But at the moment, it's just going. So since it's just going, all we gotta do is make our analysis, make our trades, put money in our pockets, and leave it. We do not know exactly how far gold's gonna continue going up. So people that bought it on swing trades down below when it was 4.8 can still hold their positions, but it's too late for people to be jumping in to trades right now. Okay, so don't do that. That's just something that I would tell you guys not to, because you could get really beaten if this price decides to come back down on an urgency. Yesterday something quite weird happened on the opening of the Asian market. I was looking at it when it opened, and these moved 17,000 points. As you can see, 17,355 points on the opening. There was a very big push from buyers, and then it went down 1,400 points straight after hitting that. Look at that. It was this one here. It was 1,400 points. So it went up 17, came down 14, leaving all the stop losses huge. So if you were to get into a trade over there, your stop loss would be basically 2,000 points from anywhere that you could get into those trades, which is something that is quite hard to see on the gold. Okay, but it happened yesterday. I was quite intrigued by it as well. But since we only trade when the chart actually gives you a opening to do so, and we don't forget that patience pays the trader, we are fine. It's okay. I know I have another day, or I can wait until the chart will give me a better option to get into a trade. As we do every morning, welcome to the trading cage. This is where we beat the gold. The other thing is, if you come across this video and you find it relevant, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, okay? So we can get into our target. Our target is 3,000 people, 3,000 subscribers. In 60 days, we managed to do more than 10% of that, which is great. I'm really happy with it, but we still are a long way to go still. So let's see if we can get to those 3,000 people. All right. And I'm only going to be able to get that and get there with your help because I don't know 3,000 people. So I need all the help I can get. Look at this. So on our daily chart, we have a huge movement up. I was talking yesterday how I wanted, or I actually wondered if price were going to get to the 5,000 by February. We are on the 29th of January, and price actually hit 5,600. So that was a very big push from buyers there. Um, a lot of people trying to secure their investments. That's why people are buying gold. Okay. Which means that around the world, there's a lot of stuff happening, and people are trying to run away from it, all the insecurity, with all these wars, and then United States trying to um, grab Greenland and instability in other places. So it's quite difficult. So um, on here on our daily chart, there's nothing much for us to see. Okay, so um, I'm not gonna be mapping the price in here because all the supports and resistance, they are all in the lower time frames. So I'm gonna have to um, come here to our hour chart, and then we'll start looking at what we have around this region. Okay. So since yesterday, we got into that all-time high here on the 5,600s. We can see that the price moved from here to this low here, and 50% of this region is pretty much on these two trigger candles here. Price is trying to come back up. One thing that's happening, and normally you would see price retracting to regions, is that we have a whole lot of inefficiency being left by the chart, and it's not going back to get it. Okay. So we have inefficiency here and liquidity, and we have inefficiency here, actually here, all of that. All of that is inefficiency right there. So there's a lot of inefficiency on the chart at the moment due to these very big pushes up, but the price is not coming down to get it. And if they're not coming down, it's totally fine. We're not going to worry about it, but we are going to map it just to make sure that we know that it's there. I'll leave this line here for now. Let's see what happened on the lower time frames, okay? So I've got this inefficiency here. Here's quite close, and I have this one to the left. That candle 83 might go pick that one up. Cool. So we are just getting above 50% now. Big push on the 1 minute here. Actually, a very big push. Let's see if that's just the chart grabbing liquidity, because I haven't stopped these guys yet down below. Let's see what it will do around that region. We do have this trigger candle here on the 1 hour chart. Okay, so this is resistance for the price. That's resistance for the price there. And let's go over to our 15-minute chart. Cool. So this is the inefficiency on the 1 hour. Okay, and Here's our 50%. This is our resistance on the 1 hour chart. On the 15-minute chart, we can see that we have a region of price stability here. It's pretty much around there. So this is where price has been um, finding support and resistance on the chart. This is the region here. So this is a region that would be good to keep an eye out for. Candle 160 test down, we might get a good buy here actually. 159 closed above the structures. Okay, so price went down twice, trying to go back down. Just grab that little bit of liquidity down below. Candle 117 here on the 15-minute chart. You can see how it closed above. Just wanted it to test that support. Let's see if it tests that support at least a little bit more than what it has done. If it does, I might be putting in a long order. Just want to do that. Come on, mate. 1 minute has confirmed pullback, and it's already breaking through, which doesn't give us any space to get into that trade. The stop loss is too high in here. The stop loss would be on the 1800 points. I'm not going to get into that trade. 1800 points of stop is a lot of points. Even though we still can get about 1500 points here to the next resistance. This stop is a very, very high stop because this price can come back here to this last support before it moves out, and this here would leave us, even if we've won a lot, it would still be pretty much about $2,000. So it's quite a lot to risk. With my risk management that I decided to work with today. Today is the pretty much the last day of the month. So last day of the month, they tend to be a bit frenetic, and we don't want to be risking all the profits we made on the month on the last day of the month. You know, we don't want to be losing quite a lot. How do I do that? How do I do my trades? Is I'll normally look for good trades throughout the month. So I'm looking at at least 20% of the margin I have available. Okay. So that's my target goal for the month, which is quite a bit of money. You know, 20%. The bank will only pay you about, in Brazil, they pay about 1% if you leave your money on your savings account. So if I look at a target of 20% per month, that's plenty more than what I need to survive, to live. And not only that, 20% per month is my target, but means sometimes we do, you know, 50, 60, 65%, which is a great number. But if I'm over my target, normally what I'll do is I'll lower my hand. You know, I'll still get into trades, but I don't want to be risking a lot of money because I already made my monthly target, and you know, I'm over that target, and I don't want to be risking much at all. I want to get into trades that I see that are really good trades that have the capacity of paying me. Um, for my efforts, okay, as a trader. But I want to do that as safely as possible, so I can keep all that hard work money that I did throughout the month. Okay, so that's how I do it. Some people are different. Some people want to risk a lot, but in the end of the month, that's not something I look to do. So candle 160 is coming back down inside a candle 159. Didn't manage to break through. 59 is high. 159 is high. 161 is coming back as well. So good thing we didn't get into that trade before that test. 160 closed below that 50% line of that movement. So let's see where 161 will test. It's testing support at the moment, which is good. That's what we wanted price to do. Price is testing support. If it comes above support and above 50%, that would give us a good motion for a long trade. But then I do okay, and as soon as I see the chat, I will answer all of you guys. Looks like my internet played a little bit. I hope that the live is fine. Looks like my internet dropped a little bit there for a second. I hope that you guys didn't lose me. Well, let's have a look here. So we've got these movement here on 1 minute. We've got our Fibo. As soon as price comes back over that 50%, it confirms the pullback. Let's see if it'll continue to come down a bit more or if it's going to go up. 50% of that movement is basically just above those triggers there, those trigger candles. Let's see if 165 comes back up. So we've got two Fibos here on 5 minutes. We have this one. So it came right on that 50% to test. And that's what I was telling you guys about. Imagine if price came back down. Just that test was basically 1,000 points. Actually 1,200 points just on the test. One minute hasn't confirmed yet that pullback. Let's see if it closes above those trigger candles. If 1 minute doesn't close above the trigger candles here, I'm not getting to that trade. Price is above the 50% of that movement at the moment. Test down, test down, test down, test down. I'm not going to get into this trade on the last minute of the 5-minute candle. I'll wait for this candle to close and then I'll get the next one. Why don't I like to get onto trades on the last minute of the 5-minute candle? Because normally on the last minute, this candle could get a very big push from sellers. Okay, I don't believe this will happen now, but it could happen. So I prefer to wait as the next candle should test down. I can get into that trade pretty much on the same region, but I still would wait for a test down from candle 162. 161 didn't break through the high of candle 160. I need to wait for a test from 162. If candle 161 had closed above 160, it would give me more confluences for the buy. Okay, so that's testing now. Testing trigger candle 796, sorry. I'll put a long buy here. Let's say if price will come grab me. Telling me that it failed the pullback. Oh, no, actually it hasn't failed the pullback because it has renewed the highest point. So it hasn't failed the pullback. It has actually made a pullback, all the obligations of that pullback. The obligations of a pullback is to renew or break through the movement below. So renew is when it renews the highest price. So we had candle 797 here, which hit the highest price, and then candle 805, actually candle 807 renewed the highest price, correcting the new price for the pullback. Okay, so that's when it renews the highest price. So it either needs to renew the highest price or break through the price below, and it has renewed, as you can see here on candle 161. So we are on the trade right now. We do have the inefficiency there from candle 109. If price accelerates to grab that inefficiency, let's see what's going to happen to that price right now. We do have a trigger candle here, number 36 on the 15 minutes, that could try to hold our trade. But we have a very big bullish movement here, which is really good. Movement did go back to make a pullback around the 50% region of this movement. It did go back to that support region. So we have all the confluences that we need to get into this trade. Now all we gotta do is wait for the market to make the movement that it needs to do. Okay. Once it moves 400 points, we will be putting our price on our trade on break even. Price is trying to break through, but it's finding resistance in this region. It's the region of that trigger candle that I spoke to you guys about. So it's not going to be very easy to break through it. But we've got other confluences to continue on our trade. So candle 809 here didn't manage to break to close above 808. So let's see what 810 will try to do. It may try to come here and retest the support. Okay, that 808 just broke through. We just don't want to see a very big push from sellers at the moment. Candle 54 is still above the maximum high of candle 53. So candle 162 did close above candle 161, but it did close in the region of its 50%, which means price may need to come back down and to grab a little bit more liquidity. I just didn't want to see that price breaking through the support here. that was created on the 1 minute. Okay, so just that support. Candle 54 closed above candle 53. Candle 55 will have to test down. Let's see if it will respect that support or if it will need to come a little bit lower. Come on, buddy. You've got a very good inefficiency here to your left, so you can move. You can accelerate, stop everybody to your left. You've got a bit of liquidity here on your left. You've got liquidity on top of 162. It's got a bit to do. Just again, candle 36 here on 15 minutes. Could try to hold that price. Now, if price starts getting sideways here on the 5 minutes, just below this resistance here, I will get out of that trade, okay? If it gives me the opportunity. But I need to see that, you know, price is not managing to break through here on 1 minute before I do that. For the moment, it could be just a test of candle 55. I didn't want to see a test that low, but let's go. It's part of the market. At least we know when candles need to test and when they don't. So people tend to get quite nervous when they are on a trade and price comes against them. But when you know exactly what you're doing, it's not that difficult. And this is why learning how to read candle per candle is so awesome. Okay. You know exactly what's happening. You know exactly what price will need to do. So you can just wait for the market to make the movements that it will need to make. I'll just update my Fibo here on 1 minute because price has stopped breaking through at this point. So I want to keep my eye out, on this to see what's happening. Okay, candle 814 came back, broke through the trigger candle 810. So let's see if 815 will manage to continue its way up, grabbing the inefficiency there from candle 37 on the 15 minutes. Candle 163 closed inside of candle 162. Candle weight 16 came back inside of the movement. Still above support. Price might be inducing sellers to put more stop above that movement, above that structure on the 1 minute. But at the moment, on 5 minutes is not showing me that it's got a lot of bullish force. Okay, because candles stop closing above the other one's high. Let's see what will happen right now. Okay, so 818 is coming around the 50% region. That's big push from sellers right there. Price did close inside, breaking through trigger candle 802. I'm not going to move my stop. Let's see if 819 will reject that price. Very big push from sellers there. Price trying to come back inside of that 50% region. So candle 819 made a pullback around the 15%. 820 hasn't been able to bring the price back up. H1 is still fighting below its 50%. So things are not looking that great at the moment. But we still have that support to the left. But it's okay. We knew the risks. That's why we lowered our hand for that trade. On the macro movement, we are still on a high trend, so I do prefer to buy. On the micro movement, we are on a high trend as well, as we can see here. Price did a lower low, then it started doing higher lows and higher highs, broke through that structure there, which was first candle 136 and then candle 129. So it broke through it, closed above. So right now we are on a bullish movement. Okay. We have that trend line there. So we are trading together with the trend. We're not trading against the trend. But that doesn't mean that if price can break through it, that you won't need to come down below to grab more contracts, more lots before moving up. But that was a very big movement from a very big push from sellers here. We can see that price goes up and then it tries to continue on its way up, but then you get a massive candle coming down. On the 15 minutes here, it's pretty much the same support that it tested before. Now, bad thing here for our trade, it just went around the 50% of candle 818 again, and it's confirming the pullback to the minimals. If it does confirm that pullback, I'm gonna close my trade, okay? It did confirm the pullback. I'll be closing my trade now. Why? Because if confirm pullback, once it confirms this pullback, price will have to come renew or break through that last minimal. So I'm not gonna hold it. There you go. So it has renewed the last minimals. Okay. So renewed last minimals. Let's see if it's gonna break through it. It would have grabbed my stop anyways. So I managed to save about 300 bucks in there. Let's see into where price will correct. So around here, as we can see, price would have got my stop right here. So that was a great decision to cut it before. Now we still have the support in this region, even though it came below. Even though it came below that support, we still have that support. Candle 165 didn't close below 164. So price right now coming back above the 50% region of this 1 minute. Look at that. Unbelievable. We know that price is going up. Candle 828 hasn't tested. It did open below that 50%. It just came here below support to grab my protection. Gold being the gold these days. It has changed the frequency quite a little bit. Now it has confirmed pullback to the high. Let's see if 829 will test down. Yep. Test down, test down. $8.30 trying to come back inside of that 50%. And we have 46 seconds for the 5-minute candle to close. We will wait for that to close. It would be really good if it actually came here and broke through these two trigger candles here. Okay, 162 and 163. If it closed in that region, it would be awesome. I don't want to be selling there right now in that region, okay? Simply because price has broken through the structure here. It has closed above on 15 minutes and on 5 minutes, and it has came down. It has come down to test the support 4 times, okay, and it's still coming back up. So I'd be preparing. I would prefer to buy than to sell. But right now, candle 166 hasn't closed inside of those trigger candles, and I need 167 to test. If 167 tests down below the 50% region of the macro movement, I might be willing to buy once again, but I need those confluences. The good thing is that our protection will be a bit low, a bit shorter now. So if it comes to stop us, at least it's not a lot of money, but I need that test, buddy. Not gonna test. It's not gonna test. It's got trigger candles here. which will hold that price. Once again, it has hit the trigger candles on top, then gets big pressure from sellers. Take candle 166 here, hit the trigger candles, came down quite a bit. Now candle 167, it touches trigger candles and then gets big hit from sellers once again. So it's a tricky region. There's now you can see resistance in there here on the 1 minute. Resistance right here. Candle 832 did close above candle 831. Now we have got quite a bit of liquidity created on the top part of this structure, which means that when it comes to stop it, we'll accelerate. Candle 833 didn't manage to break through that resistance. Hey brother, how are you? Hey guys, just on the chat now. All right, so I'm waiting for candle 167 to close inside of those trigger candles 162 and 163. Those are relevant stopping points for the price right now. But here in 1 minute, we can see that the resistance is quite strong. Every time price touches that resistance point, it gets a big hit below. Have a look at this here in 5 minutes. I want to see if price is above that 50%. It is. But then big push from sellers, see? Can't be buying right now. And all around that 50% zone, which means that it's a zone of equality of price of these movements. Most likely for the moment, we've got 5 minutes to go on the live. So scenarios that we have here, okay? We are traders and we are free to speculate on what will happen. So from what we've got here, price has been dancing around the support, hasn't been able to break support, but it hasn't also been able to break through the resistance to the left either, okay? Best scenarios here would be if price breaks through the support, it would possibly be coming down to this 50%. So if you were to see price closing below these trigger candles, you would have a very good trade down down to this region here, which is exactly 50% of the day. Okay, so this is a very good target for the price if it decides to come down. If it does break through, you could take some partials out here. And then if it does break through that support, because this is a regional support, then you have a good target down below here on the minimals of 145. The other scenario is if it does break through 145, which I doubt, okay, there's still of bullish movement. There's a lot of buyers on this market. If it does break through, there's a hell of a lot of inefficiency here down below. Now we're talking a lot of points. So I don't know how it would behave here, price would behave on these minimals of today, okay? It could accelerate and start grabbing efficiency down below. Now, I'm still a buyer in this market for now. The way the price is reacting around this zone here, I'm still a buyer, okay? So for buying, let me delete this. So price still above 50% of this movement, also above 50% of this movement, and the micro movement as well. So good buys would be once it confirms that it will break through this structure. You can wait for it to break through here and then wait for it to test. Okay, wait for it to break through and then wait for the next candle to test this region. If it tests this here, if it breaks through, it will be breaking through this trigger candle 36 here, which has been holding the price on the 15 minutes. If it does break through and does a test down, you can get this trade to go long, and you could possibly be coming up all this way through. Okay, especially on the opening of the American market, there's quite a lot of liquidity around that time, and a lot of volatility as well. So you could see these price coming up quite high and maybe even breaking through the last high. As I said again, I'm a buyer in this market, so I'm looking more to buy than to sell, even though it's record highs and everybody's afraid of it. But if it does break through these here, I would be looking for long trades. If it does come below this support, I would look into short trades, but I wouldn't be shorting for quite a long time, okay? So I would short until this region here, and then you can take some partials out, and then just leave a little bit of your hand on the trade, just in case if it continues. If it continues, you have these other target area here, and if price continue on its way down, you could see it coming down to the minimals of today. All right, so this is pretty much what we're looking here to speculate for today. It is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, so we're getting almost into the end of the week. Okay. Other very good target point is here. Price came around here 2 times yesterday, last night. But even to be safe, there's a lot of inefficiency here still, see? Quite a lot of inefficiency. So you could put your target around 5.4, 5.6. That would be a very good target for the price coming down as well. Because once price comes here and grabs this liquidity here on the bottom of 145, it may accelerate down. Price has stopped here before simply because we've got this trigger candle here on the 5 minutes that held that price. Okay, so trigger candles basically in this region. This shows us that it has got very good support in that region. Guys, 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for all of yous. We got quite a lot of people here in our live today. Um, discovered your live by the algo, and it's one of the best things. It happened to me since for a while. Great explanations. You gain a new subscriber. Thank you very much, buddy. It's awesome to be part of everything and be helping you guys out. This goes on every day, so hopefully you'll be here joining us. It's a very new channel. We started about less than 3 weeks ago. So if you guys like this reading that I've been doing through, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Okay. Um, we do have a target to hit. But it's been awesome to be with you guys every day. I'll be here tomorrow again at same time from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Brazilian time. Okay. Thank you guys. I will see you soon. I'll go prep myself. I've got quite a lot of other stuff to do. Um, and I've got to be together with my students as well on our closed room for our trades. I'll catch you soon. I'll see you guys. I won't see you tomorrow because tomorrow is a holiday here, but we'll see you on Monday, okay? If I have any issues, I might open this live tomorrow. If I do not travel, I will open the live tomorrow. But in case I don't, I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you very much. This is the trading cage, and this is where we beat the gold. I will see you soon.